In the vast expanse of Lord's Mobile, where kingdoms rise and fall like the tides, there existed a player known as Fate. A formidable warrior, Fate was the guardian of a prosperous kingdom, his might matched only by his undying loyalty to his allies. But even the mightiest warriors can face moments of despair. Among the strongest guilds was the fearsome Korean guild DYK, boasting an incredible 90B might. Known for their ruthless strategies and multiple champion rally leads, they were an unstoppable force, or so they thought. One cold evening, DYK's member Norstar, an elite rally leader armed with a devastating champion set, scouted the territory of the Cavalry Guild. His eyes locked on Fate, a rising star in the guild. Fate became the perfect target. A rally was set by Norstar, and the countdown began. As Fate received the news of the incoming rally, he did not panic. Instead, he donned his strongest battle armor, his shimmering war gear glinting under the dim moonlight. His troops were armed, traps were placed, and the castle walls prepared for the inevitable onslaught. Despite his efforts, Fate knew this would not be enough. Fate called for reinforcements in guild chat, but his cries were met with silence. His allies were too far, or perhaps too afraid of the massive might of DYK. Just as hope seemed to fade, a shadow moved across the horizon. Sword, Fate's most trusted ally, had arrived, the mighty warrior of the Cav Guild. Sword was a master of infantry, clad in his iconic gorilla armor, known for its resilience and strength. Sword reinforced Fate's castle. Behind him marched millions of elite infantry troops, their war cries shaking the very core of the earth, and prepared for the battle of their lives. Norstar's Royal T4 and T5 armies, meticulously trained and equipped, marched with unrelenting fury. The ground shook as they advanced, but Fate and Sword stood firm. Together, they devised a counter-strategy. Fate would bait the enemy with his cavalry troops, while Sword's infantry dealt devastating blows. As Norstar's forces clashed with Fate's defenses, Sword unleashed his infantry phalanx. The walls of Fate's castle erupted with flames and arrows, cutting through the enemy ranks like a hot knife through butter. The battle raged for hours, a brutal exchange of power and resilience. When the dust finally settled, the field was littered with the bodies of 2.3 million Royal T4 and T5 troops. Norstar's leader was captured and paraded as a trophy of their resilience. The once dominant DYK had suffered a humiliating loss, their might reduced by a staggering 100 million. Despite their ferocity, they were no match for the cunning strategies and unwavering determination of Fate and Sword. But the victory wasn't without its casualties. Fate's castle bore the scars of battle, and 1.2 million T2 troops lay injured, costing only 10 million might, a small price for such a monumental triumph. To seal their victory, it was a reminder that no matter how overwhelming the odds, the bond of trust and the brilliance of strategy could topple even the mightiest of enemies. DYK, once feared across the kingdoms, retreated in shame. The news of their defeat spread like wildfire, and the legend of Fate and Sword grew even more prominent. Together, they had turned the tides of a seemingly hopeless battle and etched their names into the annals of Lord's Mobile history.